What it do, everybody? I hope you all are having an absolutely spectacular day. It is definitely a beautiful day here in Memphis, Tennessee. If you are subscribed to my channel, yes, that's where I'm from. I'm from Memphis. And also, I substitute teach at times. And so when I'm substitute teaching, I get to go to all the old schools that I used to go to and, see what's going on with them and how everything is going. And I will say that we still have a lot of great schools in Memphis. There's still a lot of great educational places here, even though they say that Memphis is the redhead stepchild of Tennessee, which I definitely believe that. But, it be what it be, and it do what it do, because people have certain stereotypes about the city, about things that are going on in the city, but they're not in the city. They're not in the community. They're just in their spaces. And so I just feel really blessed to be able to be in the city and be in the community and see so many different people and learn so much about the children, learn so much about the people who everybody is talking about, learn about the people who everybody wants to help and they want to do these things for. And so I have a lot of good opportunities coming up, mentoring with the Grizzlies, working down at the Charles Powell Community Center in Westwood, substitute teaching. So this is just giving me more information to gather, Gemini Rising, more information to gather when it comes to community and when it comes to the people that live here within my city. And I also do feel like that the problem that we're having with the youth is a nationwide problem. So it's not only a Memphis problem. And these kids aren't only Memphis kids. I guarantee that when I go to other cities and, start to branch out, I just feel like it's going to be the same thing, because I feel like you can travel so many different places being where you are. I feel like you don't have to travel here and there to learn what you learn about the world. You can learn what you learn about the world right where you are, because you are the world. And I get text messages and just all types of different crazy stuff like all people do, but I just got one, so that's why I said that. Anywho, let's get started, shall we? So let's get some of the sky in there, since we're going to be talking about Libra. I'm not as much on my Libra-esque today. I don't have any makeup. I'm not super in my bougie spell, but I feel like Libra is a lot more than just being bougie, because Libra is also very intellectually stimulating. So yeah, Libra looks good and everything, adds up as far as the aesthetics, but it also has a little substance too. So Libra has substance, Libra has intelligence, right? So we're talking about our Libra Risings today. And so that means that Libra is in your first house. So if you have a Libra rising, you're probably very pretty. You're probably very pretty, always very well put together, have nice outfits, making sure, if you're a woman, making sure your nails are done, your toes, very manicured. Also, this would be as much as someone who has Taurus in their chart or something like that, because those people are very they're ruled by Venus. So everything is about the aesthetics and what things look like. And so they definitely want to make things aesthetically pleasing and make things look nice, make things look good. And so with Libra, we're making things look good, but we're diplomatic with it. So Libra in the first house is someone who, like I said, is attractive, but it's someone who probably likes to talk and debate and negotiate. This is someone who could appear to others to be very indecisive, and someone that could have a feeling of themselves as an indecisive person, because Libra is always weighing the scales. It's always weighing the sides, and it's always trying to do what is best and do what is diplomatic and do what makes sense. Do what is intellectually compatible to making the best outcome possible. So they want to be compatible with the best outcome possible, Libra. Libra is a relationship sign, so these people may know a lot of people. They may have a lot of one-on-one relationships with people, a lot of one-on-one conversations. These people could be consultants. These people could be anyone. I'm kind of breaking out of the mold of feeling like that you have to put a zodiac sign or energy with a specific like type of like job or occupation or something, because these people just are going to be talking to people one-on-one. So literally that could be anything, that could be anywhere, but you're going to be very good, and you're going to be one of the people that people seek out to speak with people one-on-one and to negotiate. Of course, you're talking about like your people who are trying to talk to you and see what you feel about it, talk to you and see what you feel about it, because they have these different they have this miraculous way of being able to see both sides for other people. Typically Libras can't see both sides from themselves. They can only see both sides when it comes for other people, and sometimes in relationships, like with themselves and another person. So these people also want to make sure that their kidneys are in a good space, because kidneys, of course, are the fountain of youth, and Libra rules kidneys. These people want to make sure that they're drinking a lot of like good fluids and things like that that are going to flush out those kidneys and keep them functioning in a proper space, because like I said, Libra rules the kidneys and first house rules the body. So anything that's in the first house, you want to pay attention to those areas on your body, because they could give you a little trouble here and there. The sun just came out. Oh, thank you. Okay, so second house. So Libra in the first house. So basically people see you and they see Libra. Basically, when I see Libra, I see someone who's pretty. I see someone who's potentially nonchalant. A joke from when the movie that I was in, Jukin. If you haven't seen it, go on Tubi, check it out. And then also my two co-stars, they were both Libras, and so the first time we ever met each other, they was like, yeah, Libras are nonchalant, and they were like, but you chalant as a mug, and that's on period. Like, you'll act like you don't care, but like for real deal, like you care. And so that type of thing is seen for Libra. I don't know what the like light is looking like and what the camera's really looking like, because okay, so second house is going to be in Scorpio. So that means that a lot of your resources that you have are going to be shared resources with other people, because Scorpio is the energy of, hey, let's all come together, let's share our resources. Because why? It gives us more power. It does. When you have multiple people that are around, that everyone has resources and something that they're bringing, it just gives the whole space more power. A lot of people don't understand that concept though, and it's very unfortunate for them. You have the opposite of us, which is Taurus, which they're all about my resources, which they think that their resources are going to just give them power. And they will, but if we bring together our resources, it's going to be more. It's going to have more resources and more power and more just like quality of life. And yes. So Scorpio is here in the second house. So you'll definitely be merging resources. You could value, like merging resources with other people. You could value other people's money. You could value utilizing credit. You could value utilizing debt. You could value utilizing loans. Most things that you have and most possessions that you have as a Libra rising, because you probably like expensive things. These things are going to have required loans. These things are going to have required debts, because nobody typically gets rich with their own money. They typically utilize loans. And they typically utilize debt in doing so. So if you have debt, if you have loans, and if you're able to pay them to keep your credit at a great score, perfect. Also, so this means that you may value like sex. You could value like people who you have like sexual relationships with. You could just, value things that may seem hidden or taboo to other people. So that could be very well money. People don't like to talk about money. People get uncomfortable when you talk about money, but it's the thing that is one of the most important things here on the planet. People don't like when you talk about sex, yet and still no one would be here if you didn't have it. So you value these things. You value the things that are taboo to people. We're going to turn this way. You value the things that are taboo to people. And that could you know, kind of make people uncomfortable to talk about. But you value those things and you probably talk about them very freely. Also, just watch out for any type of betrayals when it comes to money. Like, you can have some very, very emotional, like, disappointments when it comes to money. When it comes to, and then the second house, people always want to say it's about money, which it is about money, but it's really about what you value. And just because we live in this society right now, money is something that people value very much, myself included. And, you know, people just value it because of the value that has been placed on it, because of the reality. Because our reality is what? Our collective beliefs. So, of course, our collective beliefs together, we value money. We put money up here. But say, for instance, if someone just said, hey, we're going to change our collective beliefs and money's going to be down here, and then people start to get on that bandwagon, then that would recreate reality and reshape reality. So that's what I mean by beliefs. Well, reality is our collective beliefs. So yeah, so also, like I said, watch out for just like any type of emotional betrayals or things like that when it comes to other people's resources and other people's money. This could be a place where either you backstab somebody or somebody backstabs you. That's okay. Also, whoever has the resources in your relationship, because you're a relationship sign, so whoever has the resources in your relationship will have the most power. As far as, you know, what you do, what you don't do type of thing, or at least they'll think they have the most power, because a lot of times people that think they have power and try to exercise that power, typically they don't. But keep that under wraps. We don't want that type of information getting out, okay? Number 3, house 3. So house 3, you have Sagittarius. So you could be someone who, like, your close community, the people who you hang out with, like, are very religious. And the way that you communicate is in a very religious and a very philosophical type of manner. So I feel like Libra Risings could be people who are like either like very like up into religion, or, you know, just like the law of religion, you know, feeling like or speaking like, writing like, talking like with the people who are closest to them about like things about the law, or about things when it comes to like the natural law of life. Like when I say law, like I don't necessarily mean like the legalities of the world. I mean like spirituality law. I mean like religious law. A lot. Also, these people could be around a lot of professors, a lot of people who have a higher education that is within, you know, a variety of different topics, because we have Gemini here and Sagittarius. So both of them are like a variety of different, you know, topics and signs. So if you have what you having Sagittarius in the 3rd house, you could just like have cousins or siblings or friends or people who are in a close proximity to you, that were raised with you in your hometown, things like that. A lot of them may have higher education. A lot of the people around you may have higher education, and they have a great deal of philosophy. Also, you could be the one that's in this friend group that communicates philosophy, that communicates law, that communicates your spirituality or your dogmatic practices. I still feel like the sun is just on me, man. And then I feel like if I go here, it's still a dark, like, screen. You feel me? Like, the lighting is very natural, but it's very, like, picturesque. Hold on a sec, y'all. Let's see how we can find a way to get some better light over here. I know that, okay, technically when you're taking pictures, to be able to get the best light, you want to put the camera here. Okay. Which, yeah, this is the best light. And we're just gonna be, I have shorts on, so I don't know. We're fine. You can hear my voice. Okay. Third house. So like I said, like I feel like the third house Sagittarius, like you're gonna be probably kind of preachy also. Like this is just the energy, like you could be kind of preachy within like your close proximity of people, you know, like with your siblings or with your, or like your close family or people that you just grew up with, people that you know, because Gemini are the people that's close to us, and we are in a Mercury retrograde right now, and like I also feel like Gemini can kind of rule, like it's rule short distances. So typically you go short distances in your car. So my battery died today, and that's why I'm waiting here for AAA to come and do my battery, because yeah. So just little things like that when it comes to astrology, like you'll just see like little tweaks, things that you can plug in astrology with. In Sagittarius, third house, you're a preacher within your community, your close community and friends. They all probably know you for your philosophical teachings and for your preaching. Fourth house is Capricorn. So you can have a pretty traditional family structure, come from a pretty traditional family structure, mommy, daddy, home, go to school, come home, you know, play sports. And then you could have recreated that, having mommy, daddy, children, go to school, come home, play sports, raise your kids go off, do their own things. Like it's very traditional. Like it's not like going outside of the box really too much. It's just, you know, it's very traditional. Some people even call Capricorn boring, and I have a Capricorn moon. I get called boring all the time. But, I mean, it's just very traditional. It's very, like, I work hard for what I have. And within my family, you may have worked hard for your family structure. You maybe have put in a lot of work in order to have the family structure that you have, and to have the success that you have within family. And that is important to you because this is your roots. So this is what grounds you when it comes to your life. It's the bottom part of the chart. In the bottom part of the chart, which is the IC, it's what grounds us most as pertains to our life, as pertains to our mental, like, because I feel like the birth chart, of course, is more than just mental. It's more like psychological. But the fourth house is what grounds us. It's what mothers us in this life. And so what gives us the nurturing that we need, which gives us the like foundation that we need, because it's typically ruled by Cancer, which is the mother. So you may have had a very traditional mother. You may be a very traditional mother. Maybe you're like a stay-at-home mom. Maybe you're a mom who is at the house and then the husband brings home the bacon. Maybe you were raised in that way. And you wanted to do things that way, but it's very traditional within the home structure. Also, if things could be going on in the home structure, or things could be going on, if you're a woman, things could be going on within your body that have a lot to do with the bones, that have a lot to do with the structures of the body, the bones, the teeth. I think like that could be an indication of like what's going on like within the intricacies of your family. Like the woman that has the fourth house in Capricorn, I feel like the type of family that she has, or the type of energy, the energetics that have been in her, that are in her family and within her home, I feel like they're going to be seen within her bones and within her teeth and within her fascia, within how well she's able to move her bones and her ligaments and things like that, because like a lot of her emotional energy is gonna go to these areas. And speaking of that, let me do a twist, baby, because I'm a Capricorn moon. I gotta stay moving. And when I say like moving, I mean just stretching, like making sure that my like fascia and stuff is good, making and like massages, like, you know, sometimes like I get a little knee ache here and there or whatever, and I feel like it's if I'm not allowing my emotions to like come out, if I'm not expressing my emotions, whether that be verbally or through dance or through embodiment, just feeling those emotions. They could attack my muscles. Okay, so fifth house is going to be Aquarius. So you probably like doing a lot of weird shit for fun. So when we say weird stuff, we mean like you may just like doing a little weird things for fun, like stuff that people typically don't do. You probably be open to doing it, or you probably be open to just doing some fun, quirky stuff. Like you're probably not super close to a lot of things. If you, for fun, if you are close to a lot of things, then I don't know, like maybe you're just like, I don't really want to do that. But you probably are a pretty unconventional person when it comes to fun, when it comes to like having a good time. Like I would see you as being unconventional. And you probably like have dated a lot of people who have dated people who are unconventional as well, because fifth house rules fun, it rules pleasure, it rules like our love partners, not our husbands, or our wives, but it rules like our love partners. So like if you're a man and you have an Aquarius fifth house, like you probably like to date girls that are just a bit weird. They have like this little quirk about them. They have like something that just makes them like an individual. They may be like community servants. AAA's calling. So yeah, you probably like to date girls that are a little bit weird. They may have a little quirk about them here and there. And also like you may kind of be like have fun, and then like you may emotionally detach from the fun. I'm also finding Aquarius to have a very large ego. So I feel like also if you're a sun sign Aquarius here, like you could just have a very powerful personality and way of being, because like I'm finding Aquarius, of course they're right on the opposite of Leo, but both of them have like a very, very large ego, and it's starting to get on my nerves. Shout out to my Aquarius friends. Okay, let's see, who else do we have? Okay, so we have Aquarius in your fifth house, which is in your love, pleasure, relationships, children. Your children can be kind of weird as well. And there could be some emotional detachment to your first child, because the fifth house can symbol our first child, and so an Aquarius is emotionally detached. So Aquarius can feel an emotion, but it's kind of like emotionally detached. It'll like very much intellectualize its emotions. So I can feel sad, but then I'll just talk and say that, hey, I'm feeling really sad right now and I don't want you to come around me, versus another sign may just like be sad and don't answer the phone when you call. An Aquarius may like communicate, or may like just communicate and intellectualize that to make it like a way that you understand that they're emotionally detaching. What else? Sixth house we have Pisces. So sixth house we have Pisces. So this person could do work like within a hospital, could be in hospitals a lot, could just have a lot of time and work within hospitals or within like medical facilities. Like I see this person like being a nurse, being a doctor, being a surgeon, not necessarily a surgeon, but potentially, but just someone who likes to like, who escapes into like health, basically. That's maybe a way that they use to cope with life or cope with things. They may escape into health. They may escape into fantasy. They may escape into like doing some type of like theater or acting, and it doesn't necessarily even have to be an escape. I say that because Pisces is typically like how it's such a creativity that it lets us to escape It lets us escape our reality in a way. But also Pisces is creating a reality. So you have like the opportunity here to be able to create like a business that is, or a business, or like some type of way of life, some type of habitual way of life that causes you to exercise your imagination, causes you to exercise your creativity, causes you to exercise like your fantasies, like things that you may have taken from like when you were a kid. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Things that you may have like taken from when you were a kid, and you may have had like these deep fantasies about them, and now you can recreate them and bring them into your everyday life, into your habits, into your work, with your coworkers, with the people who you're around a lot. Because a lot of times we're often around our coworkers more than we're around our own family or the people that we work with. Excuse me. I'm happy that I'm putting out these videos so people can really get to know who I am. Yeah. So, because sometimes we spend a lot of time at work. And so as a Pisces, like as a Pisces 6th house, I feel like you could use work as an escape. You could use health as an escape. You also need to watch your feet. And any type of illness I feel like that you may have with Pisces in the 6th house, like you probably have this illness because of something spiritual. Like I feel like, okay, Louise Hay, heal your body, heal thyself, heal thy body, something like that. Like I always go to that book online to be able to understand like what's going on with me if I have any type of ailments, or if someone in my family has any type of ailments. And so I feel like this is a placement where that book will come very much so in handy, because I got that line right there. Because whatever you are experiencing like internally, like on a spiritual level, I feel as though it could come out in your health. 7th house is in Aries, so you can be married to an Aries, or someone who has Aries like energy, and someone who has like Aries like energy, someone who wants to take the lead, someone who is forceful, someone who could be a bit harsh, but they don't mean any harm by it. They just don't have a lot of tact. Because Aries energy, like they typically don't mean any harm by the stuff that they do or say. They just don't really have a lot of tact, because Aries is the baby of the zodiac. And not to say that like it's immature, but the energy is very instinctual. So it'll say some shit or it'll do something, but it's not really thinking about it. It's not thinking about the consequences at a later time. Like it's literally the instinct energy. So if we all have Aries energy, we all have an instinct energy to just jump and do something. Where other signs move a bit slow, Aries is gonna respond immediately, and it's gonna respond with this most instinctual, animalistic type of feeling. So you may have a husband or a wife who is very assertive in that way, aggressive. I won't say angry, because I don't feel like Aries is necessarily angry. A person who is a trailblazer, people may watch what they do to determine kind of how they'll do. And what I really don't like about a lot of times with trailblazers, they get like the least amount of like appreciation and things like that, because people will look at it and copy it, or look at it, not really say much, and then low-key copy it. And so these people don't always get the rewards that they should. So your husband, wife could receive some of that type of energy, but they're definitely a leader. They're definitely going to be the leader of the house, and they're definitely maybe aggressive and assertive. They could have been the baby sibling. They could be a little bit younger than you. So yeah, that's who you're married to. You're married to someone who has a lot of Aries qualities. Someone who's very independent. Someone who can do things on their own and go like on places, trips, you know, different things like that on their own. But they also really, really love you because you do things as a relationship sign. And part of them wanted to be in a relationship. A part of them wanted to really be in, you know, a marriage. And I also feel like Aries is a really, like, relationship sign. Even though people say that Aries is an independent sign and they like to be by themselves. But I think that Aries like to be partnered. But they just are independent, you know, but they like to be partnered because it's on the other side of Libra. And so it's like a lot of times, like, both of them want the same things, but they express themselves in a different way to get those things. So definitely Aries likes to be partnered, but they are independent. Okay, so you have Taurus in the 8th house. So yeah, y'all share resources. We've talked about that because your 2nd house is Scorpio, so it's definitely shared resources. And then you come to the 8th house, Taurus is there. So any resources that you've ever had, you've definitely shared them. Any resources that you do have, you definitely share them. So it's a collective resource space. Also, you could be very open to sharing your resources, very open to, like, you know, sharing possessions and sharing the things that you find value and comfort in. You're open to sharing them and bringing them to the forefront as a resource that you share with the people who you are around. So you could have, like, the hookup on certain things, you know, and you bring those to the forefront as a resource. You could, you know, be able to, you know, someone here or you know someone there, you know, those are our resources. Knowing people, connecting with people, things like that, those are resources that you're able to bring to the table. 8th house Taurus, I just feel like you're a very sharey type of person, and which is a good thing because most Tauruses are selfish and they just see things as it's mine, mine, mine. But with you having the energy of Taurus, mine, 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 in a house of hours, like, it's just, is this a triple A, guys? No. It just gives, like, a really good energy. Like, I feel like it gives the maximum energy of what, like, the money houses are supposed to be, like, those shared resources. Like, your 2nd and 8th house brings that abundance and gives that energy that it needs to give. Like, it just gives the energy that it needs to give because there's not a lot of mine. Like, there's a lot of share from your standpoint. Let's see, Gemini in the 9th house. Once again, it just goes back to you being a preacher, you sharing, like, philosophies and things like that with people who are close to you, people who are within your community, you sharing your faith, you sharing your belief system, you sharing the way that you see life and the philosophies that you gathered through your experiences with the people who are closest to you. Because 9th house is all about, you know, our philosophies and things like that, but it's also about our higher education. It's also about our higher education, things that you could go to school for. So if you go back to school, or if you're in school, like, you could go to school for, like, something around, like, journalism. Like, you could write a book. You could get a book published. You could do something in this way because it's what you talk about, like, with your closest friends and relatives, what you share with them. You could go into a higher space and create a book from that. Or create some type of course, or create some type of philosophy that you live your life by, and you can share that with people as a form of higher knowledge. You could travel, you know, you could use the internet to be able to do that, to be able to share your wisdom with those people who are closest to you. And I keep saying the people who are closest to you because Gemini is a close proximity house, but it's in the 9th house. So you're going to utilize the people who are closest to you to get the word out to people who are further away from you. You use the internet to do that. You use people that you meet to do that. You probably have a lot of different connects in a lot of different places, and utilizing those connects in order to be able to share the philosophy and the faith that you have. This guy, this is AAA coming through the exit that they were not supposed to come through. And I told them that the interest was on Colonial, but they decided to come on Sea Isle. So now they have to turn around. Happens. Let's see, where am I now? Gemini 9th, Cancer 10th. Oh, so you are seen as the mother. People that, and your career, it's like your career house, but I feel like 10th house is just how the masses see you. So you're definitely seen as the mother. You're seen as very motherly, very loving, very caring, very genuine. Like people all over may come to you to be mothered, may come to you. Okay, AAA is here, guys. So we stopped on the 10th house. Be right back. Alrighty, so we stopped. It's a new day, new dawn, as you can see, and so we stopped on the 10th house. So 10th house is in Cancer. So like we were saying, like what people see you as is going to be a mother. And this is like, the 10th house is also your career, but it's like the outermost part of your chart. So we talked about the innermost part of your chart, which was Capricorn, and so the outermost part of your chart is Cancer. So you could like just be seen as like mothering, nurturing. You could also, I feel like you could also be in like different jobs that have something to do with you, like nurturing, like have something to do with the home, have something to do, like you could be a stay-at-home wife, you could be a stay-at-home mom, like, so like whatever you do, it definitely has something to do like within the home, like with your children, with people who are closest to you. You may mother them. Like everybody may call you mom, you know what I'm saying? Like the neighborhood, the kids in the neighborhood, wherever you live, like they may be like, what's up, mom? You know, things like that, because people see you as a mother. People see you as someone who mothers them, nurtures them, loves them, and you are very feminine. You may be someone also who has a good like motherly, like, it's not necessarily like weight, because like this isn't the first house, but you're definitely seen as someone who is intuitive. You're definitely seen as someone who can feel, you know, what's going on, using their feeling elements inside of their career or inside of their home. Like you make him feel when something's going on with your kids, or you also just are very protective over your kids as well. And your family is just what you're seen for. Like when people see you, like they see your family, you know, like that's your main thing, like that's what you care about, you know, like that's what means a lot to you. So then we go to the 11th house. We go to the 11th house, and the 11th house is in Leo. 11th house is in Leo, so you may be someone who stands out in your social circle, someone who stands out within your tribe. You may like to do things that are like a big presentation or a show or things like that when it comes to philanthropy, when it comes to like giving back, because our 11th house is like the house of our networks, and it's also the house of Aquarius. And so also, boom, you also have Aquarius in the 5th house. So you're definitely someone who's a lot of fun, like someone who likes to laugh and joke, like you love kids, like you love young people. You're probably like just a very like young type of person, like maybe like you always like wanted to like do something as pertains to like art, as pertains to performance art, as pertains to giving back on a large scale, a very I won't say flamboyant, but Leo it likes to be seen, like it likes attention. So when you do those certain types of things, you may be someone in your tribe that likes attention. You may be someone in your tribe that just gets attention, you know. And then you may like be an actress, like you could be someone who just always has wanted to do something with performing arts, always wanted to do something with creativity, always wanted to do something with like recreation and play. Like you could be a dancer, like you love to move, you love to you like to have fun, like basically, period. Like at the end of the day, like you really like to have fun, and you like to enjoy your life, and you like the pleasures of life. Like you're not one to be like too strict or like doing stuff, you know, like you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of enjoy this life. Okay, people, thanks. And that's a way that you also have this quirky thing about you, and it's a way that you also give back too. But of course, anything can be a bad thing. You know, like if we have too much pleasure, then we spoil, you know, if we have too much, you know, so it's just like finding that delicate balance between work and play, responsibility and freedom, and just really like honing in on that, because that's going to be one of the gifts that you give back to society. And then 12th house is Virgo. So your health is hidden to you. Your health is within your subconscious. It's like that is a part of your life that comes from your subconscious. So you doing a lot of work in your subconscious helps for you to have good health, helps for you to have better health. You like having a good routine when it comes to spirituality, a good routine when it comes to good habits, when it comes to spirituality, meditation, things that like affirmations, like things that help you get into your like back brain, things that help you get into your subconscious. Like those things are going to help you have better health. Yeah, those things are going to help your spirituality. Your time with God is going to have a lot to do with your health. How you heal is going to have a lot to do with your subconscious mind. And remember, God is within, as without, so within, as above, so below. So the God within has to be able to routinely be processed, routinely be loved on, routinely, just connected with. because that is going to affect your health. So health is definitely going to be a big part of your life, because of course anything in the 6th house is going to be a big part of our life. So you have Pisces in the 6th, so spirituality is a big part of your life. And then you look into Virgo in the 12th, and so there's something about you that maybe feels a little bit less than. There's something about you that feels subservient. There's something about you that feels like you have to be the servant, but we have to remember that the servant is the real leader. The servant and the person who's subservient is the real leader, because they are a servant leader, right? And so you feeling empowered because of the subservience, because of the feeling less than, really take those things that you feel less than in and really start to affirm different things to yourself into your subconscious mind, so that you can heal yourself, so that you can have a wealth of life, right? So okay, this has been Libra Rising. Love you all, love you all, love you all. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to all your Libra Rising friends. And have a great day. Happy Friday.
Already know what you chose for. Let go, go with the flow. No resistance,